Inniuh tá mé ar bhealach go dtí churadrumarúis go dtí an dug de dach an áid atá taspáintas ealaíonna dar bannam notions of capital, túramí muoine agus be mé leir leis na helíonntóirí cethardíobh ar fad cethar bhaná agus iad ag duling le leis an concheap seo. Gá taspáintas in san ionad féin agus beidh taspáintas mór amháin ar an abhainn, maná ag siúil ar uisce nó rud ag an airt mar sin.
Every night I carry out my plan.
Carol, áine ní choníile, inistum faoi an piece. Tell me about this and how you see it fitting in with the notions of capital.
It's kind of an idea that came around the time of when the recession was announced, and I suppose there's going to have to be a big shift in how we think about society and how we connect. And I've kind of been interested in making art objects that can be used in everyday life. So it's less of a commodity, you know, it's less of something that you buy and it's a collector's item that can actually be brought into your home or to your life.
Linda Shevlin, inistum faoi the Fisa an seo. Tell us why you got this old disbanded hall and why you put a trumpeter in it to play.
Well, the idea behind the piece was I'm very interested in places where people gather and, you know, the potential for what can happen in these places. And from a kind of social, historical point of view, I wanted to kind of sort of take a look at sort of the history of Irish culture. And I thought it would be interesting to make a piece that kind of looked at the social history of Ireland and how people gather. And we were discussing, you know, the idea of, you know, we kind of live in a very much an individual society at the moment. We do a lot of things on our own, and that this kind of looks back at an era when community was very important and where communal activities really played a part in people's social lives and how they gathered.
Tell us now, Aidy, yourself and Anne have been working on this for a year.
Yeah.
Where did the concept come from?
I'm kind of totally and utterly preoccupied with zero gravity, having just come back from a residency in NASA where I went and did astronaut training for 2 months. Yeah. So I'm totally and utterly preoccupied with kind of zero gravity and creating these kind of uncanny illusions. And so myself and Anne came together and we were trying to create an installation, firstly in Kinsale and then again here, where we used women from the area and tried to encourage them to walk on water, literally to go against their natural instinct. We said to the public, you know, come along and see something like a synchronized dance, synchronized elegance, like synchronized swimmers. So we kind of led it like that, but in reality we wanted this Charlie Chaplin kind of humour to come out of it all. In particular, like Aisling, she had her school children were coming along, bringing all their mommies and daddies, going, "That's my teacher, and she's falling over there." You know, that was perfect. That was really, they were taking ownership of the work in some way, and I suppose they were kind of hermetically sealed in this floating bubble and couldn't reach out.
Aisling Shoiga, inistum inish faoi Cunnasmara raibh tusa pártach an gníomh seo an gníomh.
Bhain me gcuileach ó Claire anseo agus dír sí ar mar síma, you know, rud a cinnti anna baintach le isce agus le Ailín. Chuir sí am link seo go YouTube le spáintum cad a bhí gceist, you know, agus me breanar is mar oh my god, sin cinál nuts. Agus ní dar blíd in éana agus tú catú a dhéanana, you know, mar ní ráú sean a cin mar sin na ríis.
I ceaptú riamh me há fluch agus tú a titim.
No, mar tá sé go thomlan airtight ní léon iscin le tá le heachtasteach amach. Ní annach dóhann air le uair a chléig freisin, so like ní léon rud ná heachtasteach, unless go mín sé pléiscaís.
Oh, right.
Tá cos le bheiste cinál mar níl family mar bheiste cocoon, but like, you know, tá tú an tarn cinál halo, tá sé cinál tall, you know. And tá tuisce fút really fuair. So even though we had chest to Lero like Simona Hain, but she really chair my we dhéanam which was lovely, but we should anche ach nar lot sheer chin fucht we should love it. We should know so I don't know water bed red kings.
tháinig leanaí na scoile amach an áir.
Bhí go leor postí se leanaí arscoile, leanaí scoile eile. Óáid an spéisiúil an stair leis dói. Óáid ceúthe.
Carí de bheas bhí Alíonn pobl den chláisio.
Deis de bhfuil gná winter an coswinter Portaglacha é seo alína bheith portach mar locht féchanna gníomhacha buint tainebás, rud sé an ascrúta antáchtach an is agus cuasaíach an míochtaí martá sa tír. Seansíntaach an lá an óáid.
Inistum carí de bheas ar háin sin leat.
The caps go an taspátas ar rás ar fád, ar aus. Agus cógóir agus go le gachbineh bhí.
A bhacha bhhéir mar sin hana.
Níochaí, an aici. Bhí an clán lom agus tá siad ag fechan go fáin. Ní rá is go cad a bhí á Harlún.
For Notions of Capital, it's really about the value of art, the value of it in the community, ownership for the community, who owns the art, and especially with this piece, because we require so many volunteers, so many locals in the project, they take ownership of it. The interaction between the dock and the outside is so important because you'll attract more and more people into the space. I suppose the other thing as well is you get a wider audience if it's happening in an area where you wouldn't normally see art. You wouldn't normally see a performance on the water, which is the real uncanniness of it, which is what I really wanted to try and get.